I still laugh to this day. I always find it funny. Will I ever stop laughing? I believe I won't. I was having lunch at KFC. My meal was a bacon and cheese fillet burger, popcorn chicken, and a can of 7-Up. But once I finished my lunch and opened the door to exit, I noticed a box that was placed in front of me. I picked up the box and shook it to hear what was inside it. I had to go home with my mum before I opened it, so that happened. Once I got home, I opened up the DVD. It was a Powerpuff Girls DVD. It featured Blossom in a blue background sticking her tongue out with her eyes closed, presumably blowing a raspberry. There was no caption aside from the series logo, just Blossom sticking out a tongue in a plain blue background. I snickered for a bit before getting a hold of myself. I always loved that scene from the Powerpuff Girls movie when I was little. I heated up some popcorn to watch the DVD, and I put the disc into my portable DVD player. The DVD abruptly started at a blue background with a big statue saying BBAR, like an allusion to the THX logo. And side note, it stood for Blossom Blowing Raspberry, in case you didn't know. Title drop. Just then, Blossom flew into the shot and waved to us and smiled. Not long after, she flew to the R initial to open up a trapdoor and flew inside of it. Just then, Courtney from the Total Drama franchise walked in somehow from behind the R. "What is this?" she asked in Emily Claire Barlow's voice. Courtney then climbed into the trapdoor and slid down, following Blossom. Courtney followed Blossom from underground, but she had a hard time catching up with her. Blossom flew into a dark corridor before Courtney stopped running at the last moment. Just then, a light switch was heard, and in the room, oh boy, we're in for a treat. Blossom was in a big room full of anti-Courtney posters. There were many slogans like, "Kill Courtney!" and "Hate Courtney!" Similar to a Doctor Who episode I saw. But that scene in that Doctor Who episode was actually scary and serious-toned, and not funny in any way. Just to remind you that. Courtney gasped. Blossom began to talk in Kathy Cavadini's voice. "Do you like it?" "No, I do not," Courtney angrily answered. "That is not funny, you little bug-eyed girl!" Just then, Blossom disappeared from the room. Courtney looked around, wondering where Blossom went. "Where did she go? Did she just run away and leave me there alone?" Courtney wondered. After 5 seconds, Blossom's face appeared close into Courtney's face, but her eyes were closed and she was sticking out her tongue and she was blowing a distorted version of her raspberry sound from the Powerpuff Girls movie, but longer, which scared the crap out of Courtney. Courtney screamed in terror, coming face to face with Blossom. "No! Get away from me! Yeah! Blossom flew away from Courtney's face, still sticking out her tongue. "Since I'm gonna make dessert, I'm gonna make you as my very own raspberry ice cream," Blossom spoke before pulling out an ice cream scooper. "What the hell is wrong with you?" Courtney shouted. "You are trying to kill me, you stupid pink!" "But first," Blossom interrupted, "would you like to see what I look like when my eyes are open while blowing a raspberry?" "Why would I want to see that?" asked Courtney. Blossom widened her eyes and blew a raspberry. Then the Total Drama static sound effect emitted. Courtney covered her ears, but I just laughed and cried at the same time. Blossom retracted her tongue and yelled, "Time to rock and roll with a B-girl tonight!" Courtney screamed and ran away. Blossom started to chase her, blowing raspberries maniacally. She was blowing raspberries like... Yeah, I really can't replicate Blossom's raspberry noise. I really can't. "That psycho B-girl is chasing me for a raspberry ice cream for dessert! I must keep running and running!" Courtney shouted as she Courtney shouted as she ran. She struggled to climb out of the trapdoor, but she was suddenly grabbed by Blossom. Blossom flew high into the air, holding Courtney. The raspberries will never fail, Blossom remarked to the Tracy Flick lookalike. Blossom tilted her head to the right, sticking her tongue out and closing her eyes. Just get your grubby tongue away from me! You are creeping me out! Courtney demanded. Sorry. Blossom then tilted her head to the left, this time with her eyes open. I will use my slaughter film in front of your face, you monster! Courtney shouted before slapping her. Ow! But Blossom didn't budge. I hate the beady girl! Blossom then raised her ice cream scooper at Courtney, but refused. Ah, forget it, Blossom said. What? Courtney exclaimed. I'll just give you the drop of shame, mocked Blossom. Blossom threw Courtney away from her, and the ice cream scooper fell with the ladder. The scooper hit Courtney in the face, hurting her, like in cartoon fashion, like when a coconut falls on a person's head, like, boom. Okay. Courtney then finally fell to the floor, breaking all of her bones, like, She tried to get up, but she couldn't move. Is this a callback to my picnic at Hanging Door creepypasta I smell? Just then, the ice cream scooper came falling on top of her head, bumping her on the forehead. Courtney screamed in pain. She screamed in pain like, before fainting with X eyes. In cartoony fashion. It then showed a wide shot of the BBAR logo with Courtney still in the shot. A deep note raised and played, but it was a chorus of raspberries. I began to laugh at that sight. Blossom then flew in out of nowhere, smirking deviously. Hello, PPG and TDI fans. I'm glad you're here. Courtney just got what's coming for her. If you ever hated Courtney and Picnic at Hanging Dork, then this trailer is for you. Goodbye. Blossom saluted me before saying, Tag, you're it! She then flew off backwards and it cut to a shot of, that's right, you guessed it! Blossom blowing a raspberry as Buttercup was watching in the background. Tag, you're it! When the former disappeared from the shot, some text faded onto the screen saying, I wanna be famous. The tagline of the Turtle Drama theme song. In the background was Blossom blowing a raspberry as the screen was displayed. The DVD then ended. I was amused by that trailer. I kept the DVD on my shelf. I also told my mum about the DVD and I showed it to her. She was amused by it too. I contacted Craig McCracken, the creator of the Powerpuff Girls, and Tom McGillis, the creator of Turtle Drama, the next day, and they made this for everyone who hated Courtney. I was lucky to have an entertaining day. I thanked them. If you ever find this DVD somewhere, you should have a watch. It's really entertaining.